Hey everyone, my name's Ashrita,
And my name's Kieran.
and welcome back to the Open Book Podcast, Chapter 2.
So today with us, we have The Great Gatsby. And so we'll be reviewing how well its movie adaptations stayed true to the book and its themes. So we have reviewed for you the 1949 version of Great Gatsby and the 2000 version of The Great Gatsby.
Movies, I think we should give our audience a little brief description about what is The Great Gatsby. So basically, in The Great Gatsby, there's this dude named Gatsby, obviously, and at the beginning of the book, he's pretty broke, but he falls in love with this girl named Daisy, but she's like really rich and pretty. So he's like, oh, please wait for me, I'll come back rich, and we'll be together then. But the thing is, she doesn't wait, and
She did wait, but then he was gone for too long.
he was gone for too long,
And then this guy Tom comes in.
and he's like, yeah, I want to marry you. So they got married because he's like also super rich. And so after that, Gatsby comes back and he's like, okay, so like, where are you, Daisy? And
She's married.
but that doesn't stop Gatsby, and Gatsby and Daisy end up getting together.
They have an affair.
They have an affair. So I guess a win is a win for Gatsby. In the end, Gatsby dies.
Well, I think that the movie, as for the characters, it tried to make it more criminal, and they made Gatsby more of a criminal, and he was solemn and gloomy rather than the charismatic man that he was in the book. And it went a lot into his past and his military time, but not really into his relationships with Daisy. They didn't it wasn't very clearly conveyed why he was so attached.
Even though the 1949 movie film adaptation was a film noir, I would say my issue with it was it focused so much on trying to be a film noir that it really lost the real message in our opinion about what the whole book's about. They really lost the message about how the American dream is no longer achievable. They really went out of order with all of the events which occurred in the Great Gatsby novel, that it really was not that easy to comprehend. Everything felt out of place, and the message didn't really stick to me at the end of the novel. Benefits that I saw from the film noir is that you can tell that they were very intentional with the stylization. Yeah, they use the cool dark undertones to really emphasize that solemn and sadness behind Gatsby's character. So
2001 film started, it was more accurate, I'd say, to the chronological events of The Great Gatsby. It every event happened in the order that it happened in the book, aside from a few scenes that they added in and a few scenes that they moved around just to add suspense. But I'd say it stayed more true to the meaning of the book and the themes of the book, and the dialogue itself was directly from the book. They used word for word from the book. Added a lot more history to Daisy and Gatsby's story. She made up the name Jay Gatsby, and so I think that plays a lot into his character, and I really like that.
I will also say one thing that we noticed in the 2000 film adaptation is that there was a I know you're speaking historically. They had Daisy and Gatsby pretty accurate, but I would say for history in general, it was the aesthetic of the whole movie. Arguably was kind of modern in a way. It didn't have that 1920s jazz and eccentricity that was happening back then. I would argue that one thing the 1949 version does pretty well is really capture the essence of the 20s. And their from the outfits to the music to the dialogue. I mean,
and the dramatization.
And the dramatization.
It was super well done. So we prefer the 2001 movie.
That the 1949 movie, honestly, it was kind of a bore, to be really honest, because I was really I had the set expectation after reading the novel of what I wanted to see from the movie, and then it just didn't happen. So obviously I was a little bit disappointed.
Totally agree. I think that was one of the major flaws and the one reason why we picked the 2000 movie over the 1949 movie, because the 1949 movie did not stay true to the story, though its styling was perfect. So yeah, the 2000 movie, while it also did not stay completely with the story that F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote, the things that it added in, I think, just served to make a deeper character for Gatsby, and sorry, it just served to make it just made his character a lot deeper and more thought through, and he felt more like a real person than he did in the 1949 version.
So yeah, that wraps up our awesome opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Open Book Podcast, and with that, closing the chat book.